chapter in one of college soccer's premier rivalries awaits. The Sun Belt Conference welcomes you to Delesk Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. Tonight on ESPN Plus, number 19 WVU takes on number 11 Marshall in the 30th Mountain State Derby. Here's a look at the Sun Belt Conference standings. Kentucky in first place with 18 points. Marshall next with 16. West Virginia in third with 15. The top two seeds host the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Delighted to have you with us on Halloween alongside the hardest working crew in college soccer. I'm Nick Farrell. And as we've come to expect over the years when Marshall and West Virginia meet annually, this one won't decide a conference championship, but the brightest stars in college soccer will shine brightly tonight in the University City. For Marshall, keep an eye on David de la Vibora. He developed in the Real Madrid Academy, highly touted. It's his first season with the Thundering Herd, and he's made an immediate impact. He can play as a winger or as a left wing back, and he's extremely creative on the ball. As for West Virginia, it's hard to find a better striking duo in college soccer than Pablo Pothos and Marcus Caldera. They've scored 17 goals this season, but recently they've struggled to find the back of the net. Neither has scored in the last 3 Sun Belt matches for WVU. In order for the Old Gold and Blue to win tonight, likely one or both players will have to land on the score sheet. All right, enough talk, enough waiting. It's time for the Mountain States game. The 30th Mountain State Derby kicks off next.
I stand alone with fire.
For West Virginia and Chris Grassi for Marshall have a ton of history together here in the Mountain State. So here's Stratford on his relationship with Grassi.
I like Chris. I don't particularly care for Marshall, so it's quite easy to separate the two. So,
well, there you have it. It is a rivalry after all. Dan Stratford in his 6th season with WVU, Grassi in his 9th with Marshall. He took the Thundering Herd to the national championship game last season. All right, starting 11 for the number 11 Thundering Herd. 2nd place in the Sun Belt Conference, Eddie DeMarco getting another start, his 8th in a row for the Herd. In his first 4 games, This season, he gave up 6 goals. In his last 4, they've all been clean sheets. Marshall has found some consistency, not just with DeMarco, but the back line, and that's helped propel the Thundering Herd to the top 2 in the Sun Belt standings. As for West Virginia, it's senior day. Could be the final home game for its keeper, Mark Bonaire, second-team All-Sun Belt. Last season, you may remember him from the 2024 Sun Belt Championship final. He made the winning penalty save. Well, folks, nothing else in college soccer matters more tonight. Only this. Only here in West Virginia. The magnitude of the Mountain State Derby has grown and grown since these teams moved to the Sun Belt together. 2 teams who have each won 2 conference titles over the last couple of years, and each been so close to national championships. It's a match that means so much to so many. This is the night where the wildest soccer dreams can become a reality. This is the match that turns players into legends. For the next 90 minutes, the Mountain State is once again the center of the college soccer universe. The 30th Mountain State Derby is underway. West Virginia with the opening kick. In gold tonight, Marshall in white with green stripes. It'll be a throw-in for the Thundering Herd on the far sideline. Marshall 8-1-5 overall coming into this match. 5 wins in Sun Belt play. 1 loss, which was to Georgia Southern, and 1 draw. Good for 16 points. Meanwhile, West Virginia coming off a loss to Kentucky in its most recent fixture. In fact, Coach Stratford's side has dropped 2 of its last 3. Both of them on the road. 1 at Georgia State, 2-1, and then most recently Sunday at Kentucky, 1-0. Here's a takeaway for West Virginia. Top 2 is Marcus Caldera and Pablo Pozo, 7 and 9 in gold, respectively. Also in the attack for WVU, Felix Evault, Ethan Deckeldax in the midfield, Konstantinos Christou and Nacho Martinez together as the holding midfielders. Here's Evault checking 2. He'll start as a left wing back, but does tend to get up in the attack. West Virginia typically defending in a back 4, attacking in a back 3. Pothos with the control to Evault. Back to Carlos Hernando getting his first start since the Georgia Southern match. He had missed 4 games consecutively for WVU before returning to the lineup for just the final 6 minutes of the Kentucky match. Dante Huckabee, the other center half. Far side fullback is Thijs Veldhorst, who's been one of the most important players for this West Virginia squad this season. He's given it away there. Here's the Thundering Herd into the attacking half. This is Nikita Pakhomov with it, and now Hai Pinto here on the near side. Overlapping run from the right wing back, Takahiro Fujita. They want to get it to Fujita, and they do. Right-footed cross is a touch too deep. Veldhorst headed it, so it'll be a corner for Marshall in the 3rd minute. Both of these teams very good offensively, both of them stout defensively. Averaging 2 goals per game is West Virginia. Averaging above 2 goals per game this season is Marshall. Look at those opposing averages. Dead even. Both West Virginia and Marshall have conceded just 5 goals in Sun Belt Conference play. First opportunity here for the Thundering Herd. Corner kick is in toward Mark Bonaire, and he has to punch it over. So Marshall will do the routine again. Good-looking ball in there from Carl Romberg, the first-year player for the Thundering Herd. Played for Tyler Junior College before transferring to the Division I level. It's Romberg again. Near post this time. Bonaire punches it again. West Virginia can only clear it outside of the box. It's back to Romberg. And now another cross in. Great work here by Marshall. Shot deflected at the top of the 18. Pakhomov, that was Nikita Pakhomov, with the opportunity at the top of the box. The threat continues from Marshall, and Veldhorst is able to finally get it clear. And a foul. Free kick here for West Virginia. Look at that streak for the Thundering Herd. Days ranked in the United Soccer Coaches poll, more than 2,200 consecutive days. And as we mentioned, 6-game unbeaten streak for the Thundering Herd. Last 4 of those games have been clean sheets. The most recent result, though, was a scoreless draw at Old Dominion, in which Marshall went the entire first half without a shot. Here's a foul on Ethan Deckeldax. And it'll be a yellow card. First booking of the match here in the 4th minute, Ethan Deckeldex. A little bit late there from Deckeldex. And maybe the referee, Lucas Feathers, taking issue with the studs up there. That's got to be the case for the yellow card. Foul on Romberg. So it'll be a free kick here for Marshall at midfield. And the keeper, DeMarco's coming all the way up to take it. Center backs tonight for Marshall in the starting 11. Joao Alves, 3 in white. And Ryan Holmes, 5 in white, native of Ona, West Virginia. Prepped at Cabell Midland. He and Dante Huckabee representing the Mountain State in the starting 11s for each squad tonight. There's a deep ball in from DeMarco, but no harm done there. It'll be a goal kick now for West Virginia. So while Marshall has had a great streak going here, 5 straight wins, then that draw against Old Dominion for a 6-match unbeaten streak. It's been a little bit rocky here for WVU. The Mountaineers had sole possession of first place at one point in the Sun Belt Conference, but just 3 points of a possible 9 from the last 3 contests. Pressure there from Felix Ewald. And it's deflected into touch by Marshall, the referee says, so it's a throw in here for WVU. And likely on the scouting report for the Thundering Herd is that Ewald is capable of a long throw to put it in the box. These opportunities for West Virginia are as good as set pieces. 5th minute throw in here for WVU. And there is the long throw from Ewald. It's flicked across goal, headed toward goal by Caldera, and a save by DeMarco. Excellent work by the redshirt junior from Monroe Township, New Jersey. We got to take another look at this. DeMarco pouncing like a cat on Halloween, a black cat at that. Great save by DeMarco. Maybe Caldera just didn't get enough on it with the flick. Nonetheless, another ball in here for West Virginia. Hernando in the vicinity, punched by DeMarco. Christou will have a try, and it's a goal kick. Check that, offside was West Virginia on the restart. So it'll be Marshall ball here. Thundering Herd have been terrific at Hoops Family Field this season. Undefeated, in fact, 7-0-1. But away from home, it's a different story. Here's the press from West Virginia. Cross toward Polthos. It's just a touch beyond him. A great opportunity there across the mouth of goal as West Virginia tries to pressure Marshall. You know, these teams are really polar opposites. West Virginia, when it has the ball, wants to go, wants to attack, wants to shoot, wants to score. Marshall plays a much different style, much slower, much more methodical, almost as if the Thundering Herd wait to react to the pressure an opposing defense will apply. And then all of a sudden, with a snap of the finger and 1 and 2 passes forward, the Thundering Herd can spring forward into the attacking area. This is a great passing team, a team with great vision, and a team with so much technical skill from top to bottom. Kirill Pakhomov in the midfield. It's the Pakhomov brothers, Nikita and Kirill, starting in the midfield for Marshall. Here is Nikita, both of them from Kursk, Russia. And here's David De La Vibora against Isaac Shear. De La Vibora, back heel flick. Nikita Pakhomov, cross in, headed by Veldhorst. Fujita trying to get around Caldera. Here comes Deckeldex, springing forward for WVU, and it's a free kick. Probably a smart foul there by Romberg. West Virginia had an opportunity for a 3-on-3. It was Deckeldex a moment ago getting involved in the press for West Virginia. Let's see this ball across. Just a little bit beyond Pothos and a little bit behind Caldera. It's the right idea there from WVU. Almost a carbon copy of how the 2023 regular season meeting went here at Delesk Stadium. Marshall was #1 in the country, West Virginia #5, using the press to great effect in a 5-2 win. That's West Virginia's most recent win in the series. Marshall, of course, won the Sun Belt Conference Championship game in 2023. These teams played 200 minutes of scoreless soccer last season. 0-0 draw on November 5th at Marshall. 12 days later, scoreless in the Sun Belt Championship game. West Virginia got the result in a penalty shootout, 6-5. Handball there on Fujita, so free kick WVU. So Mountaineers went as high as number 3 in the national poll. They've also been very good at home this season, but back in September, their 32-game unbeaten streak here at Delesk Stadium was snapped by Gardner-Webb in a 1-0 setback in non-conference play. Mountaineers are unscathed, though, in conference action this season. 3 Sun Belt home matches, all 3 of them victories. West Virginia has never finished perfect at home in conference play under Coach Stratford. There's always been at least 1 draw, including in 2023. During the program's best season ever with 17 wins, Mountaineers went 3-0-1 here at Delesk in Sun Belt play. Here's Ryan Holmes. Didn't play in the most recent game against Old Dominion due to yellow card accumulation, but he's back in the starting 11. And he started in every match he's been available this season. De La Vibora. Ball over the top from Kirill Pakhomov. Shear on the end line. Tried to keep it in, but couldn't. Corner here from Marshall in the 10th minute. Thundering Herd have had a couple of these in the early goings. Both times putting the ball right inside the 6, right on the mitts of Mark Bonaire. It was Romberg who took the first 2. It'll be Romberg again from that far side flag. In-swinger from Romberg. This one's over the bar. Goal kick. Interesting that Marshall continues to just try to put it right on frame from those corners. 30th all-time meeting between West Virginia and Marshall. WVU is 17-8-4 all-time in this series. But in games played in Morgantown, this is the 16th, by the way, West Virginia is 11-2-2 all-time. Marshall has not won in the University City since 1997. And I know that there are quite a few student athletes who have been playing college soccer for a very long time due to COVID and medical red shirts and things of that nature, but there's nobody on either active roster that was alive the last time Marshall won in Morgantown. Here's Caldera to Pothos. Those two lead the Sun Belt in goals together with 17. Shear into the box. Deckeldax, who certainly doesn't have a height advantage, wasn't able to rise for that one. Goal kick Marshall. Good build-up from West Virginia. Pothos trying to play into wide space to Shear. He had Evolt there on the back post. Not enough mustard on it, though, to get it to the senior from Germany. By the way, West Virginia recognizing 9 seniors before the start of this match on its senior night. This is the final regular season home match for WVU. Regular season finale is Tuesday at South Carolina. Evolt, one of those 9 players recognized. One of a handful of guys returning for WVU from last year's Sun Belt double winning squad. In fact, 12 players on West Virginia's active roster were on that team that swept regular season and tournament conference titles. First time that's ever happened for WVU men's soccer. The year before that, Marshall did the double in the Sun Belt Conference. Thundering Herd have 7 players on the roster who were a part of that team 2 years ago.
Keep dribbling forward, you don't have to play.
Talking to Dan Stratford earlier this week, West Virginia's head coach and the reigning Sun Belt Coach of the Year. So excited for this fixture, just like so many others. Saying that maybe someday this could be a neutral site game that draws 5, maybe 10,000. Wouldn't that be something? Pothos in the attack trying to link with Shear, but it's taken away. And good work by Joao Alves. He's going to try to start the counter from Marshall, but Nacho Martinez has taken it away from him and then is immediately fouled. And that is an example of why Nacho Martinez, the freshman from Argentina, isn't just one of the most important players for WVU, but one of the most important in the country. Great work on the tackle. It looked like he had been beaten to the far side there. That wasn't the case. Martinez leads WVU's outfield players in minutes, by the way. It's just impossible to take him off the pitch. He does so much for WVU in possession and in earning the ball back. Free kick here, creased to a little bit too strong into the foul, or into the tackle there to Nikita Pakhomov. The Pakhomov brothers both played last season at Oklahoma Wesleyan. Kirill played 2 seasons there, NAIA level. He's a junior. Nikita Pakhomov is a sophomore, both of them 6'4". They've been described as steadying presences in the midfield. Kirill was a 2-time NAIA All-American at Oklahoma Wesleyan. And Nikita was the conference's Freshman of the Year a season ago. Deep ball from DeMarco. It's over Carlos Hernando. Veldhorst has to play it. Punches it forward to Shear, who then sends it into the night sky on the far side. Oh, well done there by Caldera to win it and then to control it. West Virginia doesn't have numbers, but what can Caldera do? Caldera to the end line. He's won a corner. That's excellent work there from West Virginia's senior striker from Canada. We'll take another look at it. Not sure he meant to handle it that way with the back of the neck, but hey, it works. Caldera, 7 goals this season, 4 game winners. That's tied for the most in the Sun Belt. He also holds West Virginia's career record for game winners with 15, 35 career goals for Caldera, the most prolific striker of the 21st century for the Mountaineers. Corner kick inbound and then cleared right away by Marshall. Nothing doing there from WVU's second corner. Martinez to try to recycle. Here's Shear, the sophomore from Charlotte. Dax, good defending there by Marshall. Hernando trying to step up for it. Priestou able to retrieve it. And West Virginia will reset here through the center back, Dante Huckabee. Dax now going over the top towards Shear. Not enough there. Back to Shear. Good defending by David De La Vibora. Throw in for WVU. De La Vibora just so dynamic in that left wing back position. Played a little bit more of an attacking role earlier in the season, but maybe has been more effective for Marshall since dropping into the back line. Here's the captain, Hernando, charging forward. It's poked free. DeMarco has kept it in. 17th minute of the 30th Mountain State Derby. It's still a deadlock between number 19 West Virginia and number 11 Marshall. Everybody in the Sun Belt in action tonight. UCF is Marshall's next opponent and is struck first against Coastal Carolina in Orlando. Nick Farrell here with you on ESPN. Being in the Sun Belt Tournament Championship game. Needed about half of a half to find the opener. And typically, when these teams do get scoring, the lid just pops off this thing. We'll see if that's the case. With both of these teams trailing Kentucky in the Sun Belt standings, expect this to continue to be open. West Virginia in third place certainly has nothing to lose. A win tonight would position the Mountaineers to host at least the first 2 rounds of the Sun Belt Tournament. Same for Marshall, of course. Even a draw might be good enough for the Thundering Herd. But if you want to have any shot of catching Kentucky, which has a 2-point lead over Marshall entering tonight and a 3-point lead over West Virginia, you gotta win tonight. Ball forward from DeMarco. What can Marshall do here? A lot of contact there on the far side. It's Christou with the foul and immediately apologizes both to the ref and to De La Vibora. Check that, not De La Vibora, but Alvaro Alvarez. Alvarez back on his feet as Christou gets an earful from the referee. Just a clumsy challenge there for the junior midfielder for West Virginia. Alvarez for Marshall, making his 7th start in a row. Good work by Nacho Martinez to clear it forward. Look at DeMarco, he's all the way out. Shear thought he'd give it a try there in the air. Pressure from Pothos. Pinto has to act quickly. Look at the run here from Fujita. He's going to earn a throw-in with the effort. Great hustle. Officially a 23rd minute goal from Marcus Caldera, 8th of the season, 36th of his career. It goes unassisted. Beating DeMarco to the left corner of the net. Can Marshall answer? Not that time. Joao Alves thought he'd have a crack from distance. Marcus Caldera, NCAA active leader in points, up to 87 now. It's his 4th Sun Belt goal. Half of his goals coming in conference play. What a career he's had. The highest draft pick in program history by Minnesota United. Came back last season to help WVU win the Sun Belt double. Coming back one more year to solidify his legacy as one of the best to ever do it for the old Gold and Blue. Here's Carlos Hernando back from injury, first start since the Georgia Southern match. Felix Evald to Christou. Evald again. And he's beat Pinto. And he crosses it with his left to Dekeldax. Dekeldax goes near post and he pulled it. No, he caught a deflection, so it's out for a corner. Well, Evald put it right past Pinto. Great setup for Dekeldax and a deflection by Fujita. His value for Marshall in every phase of the game just cannot be understated. Maybe saved a goal there. Meanwhile, it's Dekeldax, the former Gamecock, to take the corner. West Virginia hunting for another. DeMarco punches it just enough. Shear heads it all the way back to Martinez. Speaking of another, the Knights of UCF with a 2-0 lead over Coastal Carolina. UCF is Marshall's next opponent, and the Knights have really been in form since losing to West Virginia much earlier in Sun Belt play. A team that's kind of come charging back in the Sun Belt standings. UCF was picked to finish 3rd in the conference. Right now sits in the middle of the league with 11 points. It was a slow start for the Knights. Meanwhile, free kick here for West Virginia in the 28th minute. Alvarez, the freshman, not too happy. So interesting that there is such a Spanish presence in this match. In fact, 3 players from Madrid, Spain in the starting 11s for these teams, Carlos Hernando and Pablo Pothos for West Virginia, and David de la Víbora for Marshall. It's not just the Mountain States game. It's well known across the globe, apparently. And here is Pothos for WVU, the Sun Belt's leader in goals. Caldera, is he hunting another here? Caldera crossing, headed away by Fujita. Oh, it falls to Hernando. Thought he might have a crack there. Evolt, cross toward Pothos. Now Martinez over the bar. Oh, that would have been something from Nacho Martinez. Great service again from Felix Evolt. Pothos couldn't control it, but look at this from Martinez. That was a rocket. Approaching the half-hour mark in the 30th Mountain State Derby. Nick Farrell with you on ESPN+. West Virginia leading a goal to the good over its rival Marshall, thanks to a 23rd minute do-it-yourself goal by Marcus Caldera. Ryan Holmes under pressure, drops it back to his keeper, DeMarco. First time DeMarco has been beaten since the beginning of this unbeaten streak for the Thundering Herd. A lot of contact there, but the referee, Lucas Feathers, just shakes it off. Prior to tonight, the last time that Marshall had given up a goal was against Kentucky in a 4-1 win. It had been 390 minutes of shutout soccer in the time since for the Thundering Herd. But West Virginia found one crack, and Marcus Caldera did what he does best, and that's make opponents pay. Huckabee toward Pothos, no foul. Good defending by Fujita. Kirill Pakomov, big body with that 6'4" frame. De la Víbora, Pinto now. Good passing here from Marshall. De la Víbora has come to this near side, and he keeps it in. Double team from West Virginia forces a throw. Marshall retains possession. Thundering Herd getting ready to make a handful of subs. These will be the first changes of the match when they do occur. For now, though, Ryan Holmes making his 70th collegiate appearance for the Thundering Herd for the throw-in here. Marshall's leader in minutes. Long throw. Hernando with the header. And a foul on the throw-in. So we will have changes here. 3 of them for Marshall. First substitution moment of the match. Newcomers for the Thundering Herd, Momo Diop, Larry Noel, and Kiviano Francis. Pinto, Alvarez, and Louis Salkeld to the bench for the visitors. Interesting to see what Momo Diop can bring. 7 in white, certainly on the scouting report for West Virginia. I believe he's been battling an injury lately, but he's a player that can really provide some pop off the bench for Marshall in the attack. Golden Boot winner last year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Meanwhile, this is Hernando, who's been dealing with a left leg injury, who's now clutching at his right leg after the contact. By the way, one last thought on Diop for now. 50th collegiate appearance. He had 40 at Rider in 2 seasons there, and this is now his 10th appearance with the Thundering Herd. 33rd minute, number 19 West Virginia leads its rival, number 11 Marshall, in the 30th meeting between these schools on the pitch. Header won by Francis, the new entrant. Nikita Pakhomov flicking it over to De La Vibora. Now Kirill Pakhomov. Maybe those substitutes will make an impact here for Marshall. This is Larry Noel giving chase, the transfer from Salt Lake Community College, but he's dispossessed by Shear. And Veldhorst sends it forward. Look at the hold up there from Marcus Caldera. I mean, Alves is just all over him there. Great tackle there by Felix Evault on Diop. Evault to Pothos on the wing. West Virginia will get set. Marshall has yet to record a shot on goal. Remember, it went the entire first half without a shot, period, against Old Dominion in a scoreless draw Sunday. Pothos to Caldera. Christou, great ball to Pothos in the box. Corner one by West Virginia. Fujita again with a tremendous play in the box. That's at least the second goal-saving tackle that he's made tonight. This is terrific by West Virginia. Look at the flare from Christou. Pothos just trying with the outside of the boot there to put it on target or maybe get it across to a teammate. Enough for another dead ball opportunity here for West Virginia as we approach the final 10 minutes of the first half. Dekeldax puts it in, this one near post. Shear with a crack, and then it's cleared by Marshall. It was a bit messy there from West Virginia. Still a chance though. Christou, Pothos thought about an overhead kick. Shear with the pressure from De La Vibora. Too aggressive from the native of Madrid, Spain. And now West Virginia will look to answer Marshall's substitutes with a pair of changes of its own. Likely to do so at the next stoppage. We'll identify those players for you when they come on. Here's Hernando. Evault. In toward Pothos is the header from Shear, but it rolls to DeMarco. West Virginia still asking the question. 5 shots, 2 on target for the old gold and blue in the first half. Marshall does have 1 shot, none on goal. DeMarco sends it clear to Noel. Header won by Huckabee. Great work on a 50-50 ball by the Morgantown native. Here's Shear to Caldera. Still pinballing around. Pakhomov has brought it under control. Nikita Pakhomov forward to Diop. Look at Hernando, the pace from him. You can tell he's healthy. Carlos Hernando. Tremendous recovery run to beat Diop to that ball. And as Hernando is brought back to his feet, a pair of changes for WVU. Dekeldax and the goal scorer Caldera will exit the match. Replaced by the midfielder Juan Alvarez, a freshman from Seattle, Washington, and the striker Sammy Walker from Baltimore, Maryland. Walker, a 6'4" freshman, 27 on your screen against Holmes, provides a much different style of play than Caldera. Both of them still skilled in hold-up play. But Walker, with that 6'4" frame, is a little bit different of a target. Caldera is a great player in wide spaces. Walker, though, likely will stay centrally if he can. Francis, too much with the arms. Free kick near midfield for WVU. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Shots on goal count now up to 3 for WVU, by the way. None for Marshall. So it's interesting that WVU here with an early goal has bucked a recent trend. Coach Dan Stratford talks a lot about shots on goal conversion rate. We'll dive into that a little bit more at halftime. But the bottom line for WVU is the conversion rate has not been good enough in recent matches. Right now it's 33%, and you'd be hard-pressed to find any coach at the Division I level nationwide that wouldn't be okay with that. You're not going to score everyone. So here's an opportunity for Marshall against the run of play. Still a chance for the Thundering Herd. Shot on goal, over the bar. West Virginia's coaching staff incensed there that Carl Romberg was clear through. They're arguing that he was in an offside position when he received the ball, or when the ball was passed, I should say. Romberg then slowed it down, thought he'd have a go from the top of the box. Still Marshall yet to record a shot on target as that one sailed over the bar. Great link up between Alvarez and Christou in the 39th minute. Marshall looking to level, West Virginia looking to double its lead. Walker couldn't connect there with a teammate. Christou lunging forward, Marshall still in possession. Boy, when the Pakhomov brothers are on the ball, it doesn't matter which one it is hard to take them off it. That time it was Kirill Pakhomov. Right there in that midfield triangle. 8, Kirill playing more as a defensive midfielder. Nikita 6, more like a box-to-box midfielder. They really are just so steady on the ball. Great work by Jupp and Romberg. That one into touch, though, trying to spring Nikita Pakhomov forward as we approach the final 5 minutes in the first half. Invite you to stay with us for our halftime report here on ESPN+. We'll tell you more about the math behind West Virginia and Marshall's conversion rates in Sun Belt play, and we'll look back at the 2024 Sun Belt Conference Championship game, which featured a dramatic penalty shootout between these two sides. Alvarez, he has options both ways. He's going to take it himself. No deflection, it's a goal kick. Maybe the right idea there from Alvarez, but could have been better on the execution. Here's West Virginia's women's soccer team in attendance tonight. Mountaineer women wrapped up their regular season last night with a victory. They finished second in the Big 12 Conference. They'll face Kansas Monday in the opening round of the Big 12 Conference tournament as Nikki Izzo-Brown and company hunt for another trophy in the Big 12. Meanwhile, here in the Sun Belt, both of these teams still on the prowl, not just for a championship, but to finish top 2 to host in the Sun Belt tournament. That's what's on the line tonight. If we do have a winner this evening, that team will have a huge advantage in terms of a top 2 finish. And then maybe, depending on what goes on with Kentucky's match this evening, could still be in contention for at least the share of the Sun Belt title heading into the final match day. The Wildcats are hosting Georgia State, and it is scoreless in Lexington a couple of minutes before halftime. Still a lot of soccer left to play, though, before we start to do the math about what the final day of the regular season will look like. That's coming up Tuesday. '42nd minute, West Virginia in front on a goal by Marcus Caldera, and a beauty at that. Martinez has drawn a foul. That's Kiviano Francis, the transfer from UTRGV, played 2 seasons there. Junior from South Africa. By the way, Chris Grassie's squad has a player from every possible continent except Australia this season. Pretty remarkable. Alvarez into the box for West Virginia. Has a shot, drags it across. DeMarco's there. It's another shot on goal for WVU as the Mountaineers continue to threaten. And rather than go back into a shell, Mountaineers still trying to show some pressure here. They want DeMarco to punt it forward, and they've had a great track record so far tonight at winning those aerial balls, and they've done it again here. Not much resistance there from Marshall on that occasion. Meanwhile, it's Veldhorst charging forward. Good defending from Alves on the far side. Joao Alves, the freshman from Portugal. 10 straight starts for him, including tonight. Final 2.5 in the first half. Evolt, he's been very creative on this near side in the first 45. Back to Hernando. Alvarez. Hernando over the top. Walker giving chase. Fujita with a nod to Holmes. Now it's up to Jupp. Momo Jupp, the transfer from Ryder. He's giving it away. Great tackle there by Isaac Shear. It's Alvarez again for West Virginia. And now it's Walker. And it's out to Shear. Shear stepping into the box and past a defender to Christou. He has help from Hernando. Carlos Hernando with a step over. He's double teamed. He crosses. Back post. Header on! Oh, Pothos just over the bar. With 90 seconds to go, nearly the Spanish connection that West Virginia needed. I mean, Carlos Hernando is a center back, folks. With a great cross to his compatriot Pothos, who just nods it over the bar. Pablo Pothos has been so close to scoring. No goals in his last 3 matches overall. None in the last 6 Sunbelt matches for WVU. And yet he still leads the conference in total goals this season with 10. Final minute of the first half. Number 19 WVU. 35th consecutive week in the United Soccer Coaches Poll, with a 1-goal lead over Marshall, which has been nationally ranked for 2,200 plus consecutive days. DeMarco will take it with under 30 seconds to go. Walker has dropped back to win it in the air again. West Virginia just showing more desire at this point on those aerial balls. Marshall, I think, trying to win the second ball. Final 10 seconds. Holmes with a blast forward. Hernando tried to clear it. Jump on the ball. And why not just put it forward and see? Nothing doing. Musket sounds. It's halftime. And West Virginia, number 19 in the country, has a 1-goal lead over its arch rival at the intermission. Goal scored by Marcus Caldera in the 23rd minute, unassisted, to break the deadlock and give the Mountaineers the advantage. We're joined now by the reigning Sunbelt Coach of the Year, West Virginia's head coach, Dan Stratford. Coach, did you like the way that your team pressured Marshall in the first half, and how did it lead to chance creation?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't 100% sure whether they were going to be look to play or whether they'd be a little bit more conservative, so we obviously prepared for both, but I think there's opportunities in transition where they're a little bit open, and obviously we like that matchup in terms of Marcus's physicality and pace, so been happy with how we controlled the game, and obviously happy that we have a dual threat in our transition capacity as well.
Not a bad goal from Marcus either.
Yeah, that's outside of our shooting range, so I'll let him off because it went in.
Dan, best of luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys.
West Virginia leading 1-0 over Marshall. Our halftime report is coming up next on ESPN+. It's the 30th all-time meeting between the Mountaineers and Thundering Herd, and it's going to be a great finish. We hope you'll stay with us. Halftime report is next on ESPN+. tonight. Early on, both of these teams traded chances and goalkeepers made key plays. For West Virginia, Mark Bonaire, a couple of punches on early corners from Marshall. On the other end, Eddie DeMarco, who had a shutout streak coming into this match, robbing Marcus Caldera in the 6th minute. One more look at it. That is a great fingertip save by the redshirt junior from Monroe Township, New Jersey. But in the 23rd minute, after a giveaway by Marshall, Marcus Caldera, he had a hat trick against the Herd in 2023. He's got one more tonight, just barely beating DeMarco. I mean, look at how close he is to another fingertip save. Marcus Caldera with his 8th of the season and 36th of his career. That's 5th best in program history for the old Gold and Blue. And as we take a look at the stats from the first 45 minutes of action, West Virginia had the bulk of the chances in this game. Not terribly surprising based on the way these teams play. WVU with 9 shots compared to Marshall's 2. 4 on goal for WVU. No shots on goal yet for Marshall. That continues a theme that started on the road at Old Dominion Sunday when the Thundering Herd went the entire first half without a shot and didn't have a shot on goal until late in the second half. Only ended with 2 shots on goal in a scoreless draw against the Monarchs. One other piece of information for you from the first half. Only 1 yellow card issued by our referee, Lucas Feathers. It was in the 4th minute to West Virginia's midfielder, Ethan Deckeldax. Lucas Feathers is the referee tonight. Jamie Dooling and J.J. Jemison on the sidelines. Alex Parent is the 4th official for the Mountain State Derby. We're joined now by 9th-year Marshall head coach Chris Grassi to get his thoughts on the first half. Coach, what does your squad need to do better in the final 45?
Yeah, I thought the first 25 minutes were good until the goal. You know, we kind of had one lapse of concentration. I think we just got to get back to doing that. You know, we were building out, getting a foot on the ball and playing well. And I think the kind of momentum got ahead of us, so we have to fight our way out of it, right? We have to work harder on the simple things, and it's just executing, right? I think we started pressing on every single thing instead of right at the right moments when it was time to go. So I think it's just refining what we're doing a little bit and just getting back on that front foot.
Coach, appreciate your insight. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's Marshall coach Chris Grassi, former National Coach of the Year and a national champion with the Thundering Herd. Teams will switch sides here as we begin the second half in Derby number 30. There's the whistle from the referee, Lucas Feathers, and the action resumes. Marshall trailing by a goal. Great insight there a moment ago from Coach Grassi, and it really was just one lapse for Marshall that led to a chance on the break for Caldera and the Mountaineers. Referee got involved there, and so it'll be a stoppage. And a free kick here for Marshall. Back line stays the same for Thundering Herd. Center backs Alves and Holmes, the West Virginia native. Near side now will be David De La Vibora, who scored the winning goal against South Carolina for the Thundering Herd. Far side wing back is Takahiro Fujita. WVU, many of the same faces that ended the first half are back out there, with exception of Pablo Pothos. He's been replaced by Marcus Caldera. Backline remains the same for WVU as well. Hernando and Huckabee, the center backs. Evault to the full side. And Tice Veldhorst, 6 in gold, on the ball now to the near side. Martinez and Christou still in the midfield. And here's Sammy Walker. Well, maybe not. A little bit too much pace on that one. For Marshall, the Pakhomov brothers, Nikita and Kirill still in the midfield. Keviano Francis still out there for the Thundering Herd. Carl Romberg as well. Larry Noel, the striker. Looks like someone lost their footing there on the far side as West Virginia regains possession. Juan Alvarez, attacking midfielder for WVU. Caldera trying to link with Shear, who's been playing out wide in this match. Speaking about wide, it's Caldera, the goal scorer. He's giving it away, though. Larry Noel. Great tackle by Dante Huckabee. Throw in for West Virginia. But it should be noted that Huckabee has been very solid for West Virginia as a center back this year. He's played several different positions in his 3 seasons with WVU, typically playing as a fullback in the previous 2 seasons. But he has had to step up in a major way, along with Nick Scargill, the transfer from South Florida, during that stint in which Hernando was absent with an injury. Shear knifing forward. Oh, too much for Caldera there. And DeMarco wants to get going quickly. Caldera pressuring Alves. Free kick, Marshall. Switch over to Fujita. Nikita Pakomov. Good defending by Evolt. Nacho Martinez for West Virginia. He's had it taken away. Pakomov again. Developing here for Marshall. Ball across to Veldhorst. It dropped over Bonaire, so he sends it out for a corner. Chance here for Marshall. Early in the first half, Thundering Herd had a few corners in quick succession. Couldn't find a goal from them. Another opportunity here. Carl Romberg has been the corner kick taker tonight. Veldhorst with Noel, hot on his trails there. Just had to send it out. It will be Romberg again. Here's the service. Bonaire has it. They've gone right at goal from each corner kick. Has Marshall. Shear giving chase, forcing Alves to put a boot to it. If not, Shear might have been able to break through. Caldera puts it in toward Walker. It's a great touch from Walker. It's a deflection by Holmes. Back heel is deflected out of the box entirely, and Holmes is still down for Marshall. He did take a pop there from Walker. Take another look at it here. And we will only take one look. For Ryan Holmes, Marshall soccer has been a big part of his life long before he suited up for Coach Grassi and the Thundering Herd. Former Marshall ball boy growing up. One of 7 players from the Sun Belt double team of 2023 still on the active roster for the Herd. By the way, thanks to Marshall analyst Ryan Epling for that note. About the only West Virginia native on this Marshall squad. Speaking of West Virginia natives, Huckabee puts it in, and it's headed away by Holmes. Martinez wants to go right back in for West Virginia. Alvarez couldn't control it, so it's a goal kick. We've played 5 minutes, and the score still stands. West Virginia 1, Marshall nothing. More pressure from West Virginia. Can Marshall break free here? Fujita with a lot of green grass in front of him. It was looking promising there for Marshall. Some contact there from Martinez, but he won it cleanly, says the referee. So there's still a Marshall player down behind the ball. De La Vibora tries to lightly touch it into Noel. By the way, I believe that's Max Maneke on the far side. Redshirt freshman from Paris, France. He was the player who got caught up by Martinez a moment ago. Check that, not Meneke, but Adam Ngoran, also a freshman. Marshall's want to throw here. And a chance. Keviano Francis deflected by Hernando. Knotted down by Nikita Pakhomov. And it's still Marshall here. All too much from Noel. Things are looking better here for the Thundering Herd early in the second half. Coach Stratford telling us at halftime that West Virginia was prepared for either game plan from Marshall, meaning either a game plan where Marshall is aggressive and attacks, or where Marshall is a little bit more conservative in its build-up and waits to pounce after the opponent shows its cards, so to speak. In previous meetings between coaches Stratford and Grassi, Coach Stratford's side has used that press to great effect. Mountaineers are 2-0-1 against Marshall here at DeLesk under Stratford, as Hernando has turned it over for a Marshall throw. Mountaineers won in the spring of 21, 1-0 at DeLesk. That was the COVID season. It was a goal by Ike Swiger that made the difference for WVU off an assist from Luke McCormick. Then Marshall went unbeaten in its next 9 matches and won a national title. In 23, West Virginia won by 3 goals on a hat trick from Marcus Caldera here at DeLesk. And then last season, some Mountaineer fans may have unofficially chalk it up as a win in a penalty shootout in the Sun Belt Championship game, but officially it goes down as a draw, with West Virginia, quote, advancing on penalties. In the previous 15 meetings here in Morgantown all time, West Virginia is 11-2-2 against Marshall, with Marshall's only wins coming in 1993 and 1997. This is the 57th home game in 6 seasons for West Virginia under Dan Stratford. The Mountaineers have a 20-game unbeaten streak at home in conference play. Giveaway from Marshall. Shear trying to connect with Caldera. Back to Shear in the box. Shear with a crack deflected by Holmes. Christou somehow splits 2 defenders. Still Christou. Back heel toward Caldera. He had been making an overlapping run, so West Virginia will have to retreat. 55th minute, only 1 goal to separate these 2 rivals, and it came from Caldera in the 23rd minute. Shear with a cross, back post, headed away by Holmes. Martinez against Noel. How has Nacho Martinez won that ball? Just exceptional work. And here's Evault. Lost it. De La Vibora sending it to Alves with a little bit of heat there. Now a chance to break for Marshall. Juan Alvarez giving chase. Thundering Herd with an opportunity here. Ngoran can't beat Huckabee. Hernando has it now. And a free kick. So speaking of home conference records for WVU, Mountaineers, a win tonight would secure the first perfect conference record at home for WVU under Stratford. The Mountaineers have been unbeaten in home games overall in 2023 and 2024, but that included 3 ties in 2023 and 4 in 2024. So it's another interesting layer to this match. Of course, the bigger prize is an outright winner in this contest would move into second place in the Sun Belt and be in position to host at least the first 2 rounds of the tournament. And maybe even be there in the event that Kentucky drops points at some point for at least a share of the regular season crown. By the way, speaking of the Wildcats, past the hour mark in Lexington. Georgia State and Kentucky still scoreless. We'll continue to keep an eye on that match because points dropped by the Wildcats could really change the dynamic for both West Virginia and Marshall. Meanwhile, Konstantinos Christou, the junior from Cyprus, is down. It looked like he caught maybe a stray hand to the eye. That looks like a contact lens adjustment there. Thanks for being with us tonight. Nick Farrell here with you from Dick Deleske Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. While we have a moment, I want to say thank you to our producer, Eric Lilly, director, Eva Buckman, and all the members of the hardest working crew in college soccer. Some of them in costume tonight, by the way, in the truck and in the camera wells. It's been a tremendous season of matches, again, here at Deleske Stadium on the women's side and the men's side. Hoping it might not be done just yet. Still could be some postseason soccer to come at Deleske Stadium, but this will be the final regular season match of 2025. Mountaineer women victorious at home last night to end their regular season. Coach Stratford's team looking to do the same here tonight against rival Marshall. No Adam Zundel tonight. He's at the West Virginia State Cross Country meet. He's handed plenty of trophies in his day to both Stratford and Grassy. I know that he'd love to be here tonight to take this one in. Here's Ngoran. Still. Ball in. It's going to roll to Bonaire. Huckabee sends it deep. Holmes with a nod to his teammate Alves. Now it's over to Fujita. He made 2 key tackles inside the 18-yard box on West Virginia scoring chances in the first half. DeMarco also had a key save early in the first half in the 6th minute to rob Caldera on a header. West Virginia led by a goal, still leads by a goal. May have felt that it could have been leading by multiple goals at halftime with the way it played in the first 45. Mountaineers with 4 shots on target tonight, all of them in the first half. Marshall still without a shot on goal. Check that, Marshall has 1 shot on goal. They've credited that shot a moment ago that rolled to Bonaire as an attempt on goal. Here's an overlap to Noel. Huckabee is there first. Throw in for Marshall. Still early in this second half, still a lot of soccer left to play. Both of these teams seeking a quad 1 win. Could one or both of them still be a national seed in the NCAA tournament next month? Veldhorst with a header. It's gone toward goal. Bonaire has to come out to snatch it. A little bit of pressure now from Marshall. Veldhorst with a great touch around De La Vibora. Had to have it too. Caldera back to Christou. No Pablo Pothos out there for West Virginia, the Sun Belt's leader in goals. We'll likely see him at some point here in the second half. Hernando to Juan Alvarez. Tries to roll it across to Caldera. Last touch by him, goal kick Marshall. And a change for the Thundering Herd. Alvaro Alvarez, who made his 7th start in a row for the Herd, re-enters and replaces Larry Noel, who came into the game as a substitute with about 10 minutes to go in the first half. Well done there by Caldera. Here's Hernando looking for Walker. Great control by the freshman from Baltimore. Avalt to Christou. All kind of space here for Thijs Veldhorst. Up to Caldera. Back to Veldhorst. Got a deflection as it went across. Christou tries to get in there for it, and Hernando sends it toward Hope Coliseum. Past the hour mark. West Virginia still a goal to the good. Kentucky still scoreless with Georgia State. UCF still in front in its match against Coastal. That's Marshall's next opponent is UCF. West Virginia will play South Carolina Tuesday in the regular season finale. Gamecocks trail Georgia Southern 2-0 in the second half. Marshall's frontman Francis offside there. In fact, how about a score update? Just discussing UCF Coastal. Chanticleers have pulled one back. Meanwhile, Caldera, with that physical 6'2" build, has drawn a foul against Joao Alves, the freshman from Portugal. Mountaineers take it quickly, and it's back on the feet of Caldera. Throw in for WVU. Marcus Caldera on the midseason watch list for the Mac Hermann Trophy. The number 4 player in the country, according to Top Drawer Soccer. He's the difference maker so far for number 19 WVU. A goal midway through the first half to break the deadlock. Veldhorst put it toward goal, and it's out for a corner as it caught a deflection. DeMarco did not keep the ball in. The goal by Caldera, the first allowed by DeMarco and Marshall in 390 minutes consecutively. Juan Alvarez. Both hands up and down. Here it comes. Toward the back post. Up for it is Huckabee. 2-0 West Virginia. And it's the Morgantown native who's done it in the Derby. Mountaineers double the lead. Well, this is a match full of moments. This is a rivalry that's not just about wins and losses, it's about legacies. And what a moment for Dante Huckabee. Morgantown, born and bred, the redshirt senior, has scored his first career goal for WVU, and he's done it against the arch rival. Absolutely exceptional stuff. This is a terrific service from Juan Alvarez. He's a great crosser of the ball. Huckabee just getting a nod into the net. Exceptional work from Huckabee. Futita tried to rise for it, couldn't get there. Huckabee overpowering the man next to him. And it's pandemonium at Delesk as the Mountaineers have a 2-goal lead now over number 11 Marshall. It comes in the 63rd minute, 40 minutes after the first goal from Caldera. Dante Huckabee, who has been so important for West Virginia in Sunbelt play, particularly while Carlos Hernando was injured, has his first goal in 3 seasons for WVU. And Alvarez gets the assist, his second collegiate assist. Caldera's 8th. Stands as the winner. Huckabee's first, the insurance. Meanwhile, Pablo Pothos has just checked in for West Virginia off the bench, spelling the end of the day for the freshman Sammy Walker. So how will Marshall respond here? Thundering Herd was blanked at Old Dominion a week ago. currently facing a 2-0 deficit here and staring at the possibility of dropping out of the top 2 in the Sun Belt. That would mean road matches in the postseason tournament for Chris Grassie's squad. Meanwhile, for West Virginia, a breath of life after losing to Kentucky. Live table, because Kentucky is level with Georgia State, would be Wildcats on 19 points, Mountaineers on 18, Thundering Herd 16 if this result stands. Still 25 plus to go, though. And in this series, you never know how things are going to tilt. What a moment for Huckabee. Huge goal for the Mountaineers. They've been waiting on a night like this. They've had so many chances in those losses against State and Kentucky. Through ball to Pothos. Is this the moment for him? Saved by DeMarco, and he has robbed the Sun Belt's leader in goals there. Terrific work by DeMarco. That is the second big-time save by the redshirt junior and transfer from Delaware. It's a corner for WVU. Terrific ball from Alvarez to spring Pothos forward. Left foot, weak foot shot there from Pothos. DeMarco makes himself as big as he can to come up with the save. It's the 4th save for the redshirt junior on West Virginia's 6th shot on goal. So West Virginia scored in the 63rd minute from a near side corner. It's now to the far side for the routine, this time for WVU. And it'll be Isaac Shear to take once the referee, Lucas Feathers, gets things sorted out inside the 18-yard box. And here is Shear, the sophomore, with 6 assists on the campaign. Not a great service there. Goal kick. A little too physical on the far side, and it'll be a yellow card here. And a rare one at that for Nacho Martinez, 67th minute, second Mountaineer in the book. Martinez is a very physical player, but does not foul often. He's so often in there cleanly. A top 10 rated freshman in the Top Drawer Soccer Top 100, released just a couple of weeks ago. So we saw the referee, Lucas Feathers, sorting some things out inside the box. Hernando there with a full-on shove on De La Víbora. And so maybe you could say things are getting a bit chippy in the derby. And it's not because Marshall's trying to scrap back in. No, West Virginia is the team that's still forcing the issue here with a 2-goal lead. The Mountaineers have been the aggressor all night. They're getting a little bit physical now. Might not be the last time these teams meet this season either. If the last 2 seasons are any indication, there will be one more very soon in the Sun Belt tournament. Ball forward, Avalt retreating. He sends it out for a Marshall throw. Of course, regardless of who finishes second, if these 2 teams do finish 2 and 3 in the Sun Belt, that would potentially set us up for a semifinal meeting between West Virginia and Marshall. Ryan Holmes from Ono, West Virginia. Long throw into the 18-yard box. Headed away by West Virginia. Pothos didn't get it the first time, but got it the second. DeMarco with a thunderous boot to send it back in. Shear. Shear's gone down very easily there, and he's won a free kick. I think the Marshall bench might have a bit of an argument here. Looks like another change coming here from Marshall. Won't be permitted to come on there as West Virginia's just giving it away on the restart. Nikita Pakhomov, hassled by Martinez. There's a sizable size disadvantage there by Martinez, but he forces Pakhomov to retreat. Now it's Kirill Pakhomov. Turnover. Pothos has retreated to take it away. Back to Pothos. Mountaineers just sending it all over the park right now and continuing to do so. Look at this run from Caldera. Got it in stride. Now holds it up to Shear. Into Alvarez. Now to Martinez. Looking for a vault, but a good tackle on the far side from the Thundering Herd. By the way, Caldera is down inside the box. Play continues. Pothos misses wide. I think Caldera might have gotten tied up with a Marshall defender there, somewhat inadvertently. He's back to his feet. Change for Marshall. Carl Romberg exits, and he's replaced by Joao Roberto. Caldera maybe just got a cleat there from Holmes as he was hustling for the ball. He's back on his feet. Holmes now chatting with the referee, Lucas Feathers. So Roberto is into the match for Marshall, looking like he will play in an attacking posture here. He's giving assignments to some of his teammates in the midfield. It's his 50th career appearance for the Herd, the junior from Santos, Brazil. Played in last year's Sun Belt final and had the final penalty kick robbed by Marc Bonaire. Here is Roberto. Threatening for Marshall. Ball a bit too long, though. That's been the story for the Thundering Herd. They've had chances in wide spaces, but haven't really been able to make anything of them, as Caldera's drawn a foul on Alves. Don't think Caldera's frustrated about the foul. I think it might be. He thought that he could be in the clear there. Now changes for WVU. Alves is just all over Caldera there. And I mean, it takes a man to defend Marcus Caldera. That's been evident throughout his career, but particularly so as a senior. This is David De La Vibora who's going to receive attention here, as the Mountaineers made a pair of changes a moment ago. Bryce Swinehart into the game. Ethan Deckeldax back in as well. Deckeldax started for West Virginia. Swinehart, these are his first minutes. End of the night for Juan Alvarez, who had the assist on Huckabee's goal here in the second half. And also for Felix Ewald, who had been terrific both in the attack and in defense for the Old Gold and Blue. So here's another score update. All 10 teams in the Sun Belt in action tonight. UCF had its lead halved, now leads by 2 again against Coastal. Meanwhile, in Lexington, quarter of an hour remaining, Kentucky 0, Georgia State 0. So again, that result is one of great importance to both of these teams. But as it stands now, particularly West Virginia, this result plus a Kentucky draw would put WVU within a point of the Wildcats heading into the final day. If Georgia State were able to score a goal and win, and West Virginia were able to hold on for a victory against Marshall, those two squads, Kentucky and West Virginia, would be tied atop the Sun Belt with 1 match to go. So De La Vibora has come to the touchline here after receiving treatment. He'll likely re-enter the match. Check that. Does not look like he's going to. Marshall's made a change here. Ball in here from Shear is headed away by Alves. He's back to Christou. Swinehart to Deckeldax. De La Vibora does come back on. Oh, Deckeldax trying to make Fujita put him on skates, but he couldn't. Takahiro Fujita gives it right back, though, toward Caldera. Can he pounce on it? Caldera! The Herd Hunter! Does it again! West Virginia 3, Marshall 0. Goal number 9 on the season for Magical Marcus, 37 in his career. That ties him for 4th all-time at WVU. Fujita and Dekeldax locked up. Both those started the motion, and then Caldera had been battling with Alves all night, and he gets the last word here near the penalty spot. Great composure again by Caldera to send it beyond DeMarco and into the back of the net. It's his 6th multi-goal game and his 2nd multi-goal game in this rivalry. Just exceptional. Just sensational what he's done. Incredible. Nine goals on the year now for Caldera. He needs one more at any point this season for his 3rd consecutive double-digit goal-scoring campaign. He's posted numbers year after year that have been just unheard of in the annals of WVU men's soccer history. More than Jared Smith, who played in the mid-2000s with coaches Stratford, Wright, and Noble. More than Andy Bevan, who played from 2011 through 14. Is there one more here for West Virginia? Swinehart charging in. Good work by Ngoran. Not necessarily a flat performance here in the second half for Marshall, but one that has absolutely been inspired for the home team. A goal by Caldera in the first half and 2 in the second half. One by Dante Huckabee and another by Caldera. His 6th multi-goal game as a Mountaineer. The only active Division I men's soccer player to score 11 plus in consecutive seasons. He might hit that number again. Takeaway by Dekeldax. Taken right back away by Nikita Pakhomov. Kiviano Francis giving chase here. Veldhorst forward. Tio Goldar, first action for him for Marshall. Played a key role in last year's run to the College Cup final. In fact, he started in that match and in the Sun Belt Championship game last season, did Goldar. Christou to Caldera. He had a hat trick in 23. Could he do it again? Wouldn't that be something? Swinehart. Hernando. Hernando with a big boot forward. West Virginia needs to hold on here for 17 more minutes for 3 huge points in the Sun Belt. Marshall needs a miracle at this point. Here's Ngoran. To Fujita. Pakhomov. Back to Fujita. Swinehart deflects it out. Corner. The only thing that could make this night sweeter for West Virginia, beyond beating Marshall, would be for Kentucky to lose to Georgia State. There's about 12 minutes left in that match. That could completely change the complexion of the Sun Belt Conference regular season title race, and the defending champs might be able to sneak back into it. Still have business to take care of here in the last quarter of an hour. Alvaro Alvarez. Corner kick went over the end line. Goal kick for West Virginia. By the way, some tremendous costumes tonight, folks. Thanks for being with us on Halloween. Nick Farrell here, alongside the hardest working crew in college soccer, to bring you the 30th Mountain State Derby on ESPN+. Dating back to the 2023 match between West Virginia and Marshall, WVU has outscored the Herd here at DeLesk 8-1 since Marshall took a 1-goal lead on a Matthew Bell goal in the first 10 minutes of the 23 meeting at DeLesk. It's been nearly 30 years since Marshall has won here. Tonight likely will not be the night. Caldera, Huckabee, Caldera. That's the score sheet for West Virginia. 15 minutes still to go. Shear. Thumping header there by Huckabee. Shear couldn't bring it down. Great work by Caldera. Caldera with a cross. Mishandled there by the Thundering Herd. Now, it takes 11. It certainly does to win any match, including a match of this magnitude, a top 20 showdown. It takes 11. But this isn't just the Mountain States match. This is Marcus Caldera's match. Deco from the flag toward Caldera. Oh, he was wide open on the near post. How do you leave Marcus Caldera that wide open? Not a single player decided to mark him. That is incredible. Sure, it's a tough angle there on the near post to head it toward DeMarco and beat him. But that's just remarkable. Day done for Alvarez and Angoran for Marshall, by the way. Hai Pinto is back onto the field. And for the first time, we see Gabriel Stevanato, the freshman from Brazil. He's in as a striker. That's a West Virginia throw-in. The referee's got that wrong there, and he will correct it. It was deflected by Marshall into touch. So as we get this sorted out, a Sun Belt update. Not the result West Virginia wants to see here. Number 18, Kentucky, has pulled ahead of Georgia State. And that would mean that the Wildcats would be able to keep a 3-point lead on WVU if this result were to hold. Changes for West Virginia. Antonio Lima, one of 9 seniors honored tonight, onto the field for West Virginia. Same with Braden Smith. We've got a foul here on the near side, and Francis is booked. First Thundering Herd player shown a yellow card. Lima heads it toward Caldera, wants to get it back. Another throw in. Lima, 1 year with West Virginia, his final season of eligibility, native of Lisbon, Portugal. Won a national championship at the Division II level with Franklin Pierce 2 years ago. Other newcomer for West Virginia is Braden Smith, sophomore from New York. "12 minutes left. First touch here for Smith. Christou getting involved. And now we have a foul late, even though it looked like Marshall had advantage there. Thundering Herd entered this contest on a 6-match unbeaten streak. 5 wins in a row before a Sunday night draw at Old Dominion. Thundering Herd very much in form coming into this match, but simply outplayed tonight by WVU. Caldera's first of 2 tallies tonight stands as the winner. It's his 6th multi-goal game as a Mountaineer. He's got 5 goals in Sunbelt play now. He had 3 entering tonight. Header toward goal. Chance here for the Thundering Herd. It'll be a corner as we approach the final 10 minutes. Here's Hai Pinto on the near side. Near post ball is sent away by the Mountaineers. Lima giving chase. Francis got there first. Hernando's won it. Smith is a speedster. Francis sends it back to DeMarco. And DeMarco blasts it forward. And a foul. Fujita pressing higher up now for Marshall. I expect the Thundering Herd to throw everything at WVU here. Beyond bragging rights and pride in this rivalry, implications in the Sunbelt standings, and with RPI, Marshall very much in jeopardy of falling to 3rd place in the Sunbelt. Aerial ball won by Marshall, then cleared by Martinez. It's put on goal by Pakhomov. Kirill Pakhomov that time, nothing doing. Changes for West Virginia. It'll be Nick Scargill and Tyler Londano Zapata. Mountaineer men's soccer regular season concludes with a road trip to Columbia, South Carolina. Log on Tuesday at 7 p.m. to see the Gamecocks host the number 19 Mountaineers in a match that will help decide where West Virginia finishes in the Sun Belt table. This event and thousands of others available on your TV or mobile device in the ESPN app. Nick Farrell with you on ESPN Plus for the 30th Mountain State Derby. West Virginia leading by 3. Marcus Caldera scored in the 23rd minute. Dante Huckabee on a corner in the 63rd off service from Juan Alvarez. 9 minutes later, Caldera scored his 2nd. End of the night for Carlos Hernando, replaced by Nick Scargill, so it's senior for WVU. Some rest for Hernando, who's making his first start in quite some time after missing 4 matches and most of the Kentucky match with an injury. Good to see him back for WVU, though. If the Mountaineers are to make any sort of postseason run, it will likely need to involve him. Having said that, West Virginia's defense has just been terrific this season. 5 goals allowed, now in 7+, nearly 8 full Sunbelt matches. 3 Sunbelt clean sheets, 7 clean sheets overall. Mark Bonaire doesn't face a ton of shots, to be fair. He's only faced 1 on target tonight, and it really didn't test him. But on the cusp of 8 clean sheets and 18 for his career. Quite a remarkable stat there. He had 9 a season ago as the Mountaineers did the double. It's possible he could still get to that number. Will do so if West Virginia continues to play defense the way it has. Bonaire sends it toward midfield. Marshall getting ready to make more changes as we approach the final 7 minutes. A lot of contact, but no foul on Scargill. West Virginia approaching its 18th all-time win against Marshall, and what would be its 12th in Morgantown. Thundering Herd have not won here since 1997. Here being Morgantown, they've never won at Delesk Stadium. Toward Nikita Pakhomov, back to him. Through ball toward Roberto, and it's out for a corner. Changes here for Marshall. Louis Salkeld into the game. Max Meneke also entering for the guys in green and white. Salkeld 24, Meneke 47 on your screen. Two players exiting are Francis and Fujita. As we'll have attention here and a stoppage with about 6 minutes to go for what appears to be a cramp for Nacho Martinez. Next action for West Virginia is coming up Tuesday against South Carolina. That's the final game of the regular season. We mentioned earlier the Herd playing at home, Hoops Family Field against UCF Tuesday. West Virginia's match at South Carolina is a 7 o'clock kick. Marshall's a 7:15 kick against the Knights. The reigning Sun Belt Coach of the Year, Dan Stratford, moving closer to his 66th victory in 6 seasons at WVU. 126 career victories for Stratford, including his time at Charleston, which involved a pair of national championship seasons. Might be day done for Martinez, one of the most valuable players on this West Virginia squad. Leads all outfield players in minutes. And he'll be replaced by Sebastian Burke, the redshirt freshman. Terrific shift from Martinez. They call him a warrior. In his native tongue, Spanish, El Guerrero. Final 6 minutes, back underway. Headed away by Veldhorst, and emphatically so. Lima trying to give chase. DeMarco sends it into the Halloween sky. One in the air there by Swinehart. Sending Marshall onto the back foot again. Conversion rate had been a bit of an issue for WVU in recent Sun Belt matches. Tonight, very, very efficient. 7 shots on goal. 3 of them go on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, Marshall really still has yet to threaten the Mountaineer defense. Headed away by Huckabee. Christou getting in. Sends it back to Holmes in the final 5 minutes. This Marshall team has 13 players on the roster who played in the College Cup final last year, or were on the team for the College Cup final last year. Not all of those players are active. Marshall's dealt with some injuries this season. This is still a team with the veteran experience and the technical skill to make a run in the postseason. Not their night tonight, though. Lima pokes it free. Caldera on a hat trick, remember, but it's out for a goal kick. Smith was doing everything he can to keep it in and try to provide service to his teammate. 4 minutes left. Great step by Burke. Lost it though. Komov to Hai Pinto on the far side. Another quick score update for you. That is a final in Lexington. Number 18 Kentucky 1, Georgia State 0. It moves the Wildcats to 21 points in the Sun Belt. Live table shows West Virginia is about to go to 18 here. Marshall, barring something miraculous, will stay at 13 points. Georgia Southern leads South Carolina 3-1. So Southern could be within a shout of third place, as well as UCF, the team that Marshall is going to face Tuesday in the regular season final. The Herd will have some work to do and will need help to be a host team in the Sun Belt tournament. Pinto. That ball still floating in the air. Veldhorst up for it. Overhead kick to center it. Golda tries to put it in. Swinehart punches it away. Pinto again. Final 3 minutes. Christou, well won by him. Though he's hit the deck and he's given it away. Nikita Pakhomov to Kirill Pakhomov. And Golda. And Pakhomov again. Poor touch there on the far side. Smith trying to track it down for West Virginia. Swinehart now centers it. Pakhomov. Pinto. Sustained possession here for Marshall. Here's Maneke. Holmes with a big boot. And a foul. It's Louis Sulkeld who was fouled by Swinehart. And West Virginia refusing to let Marshall take this quickly here. So the referee will stop the clock with about 90 seconds to go. Service, Bonaire punched it. Still a chance. Caldera, he can do it all, including make a key play in defense. Bonaire had to get down for that. Did enough. Uh-oh, here's Caldera. Here's Smith. What a way this would be to cap off the Mountain State Derby. Smith over to Caldera. Can he do it? Oh, saved by DeMarco. He's robbed Caldera of a hat trick. Corner for West Virginia. Merely a formality, but you know Caldera wanted that badly. Bonaire had to be sure of it. It was close to that near post. Had to be sure. Meanwhile here, on the other end, DeMarco had been close to robbing Caldera on a couple of occasions. Both of his goals tonight were near misses for fingertip saves. That time it's a kick save for the redshirt junior keeper from Marshall. And with 30 seconds left, that likely will be the last scoring opportunity in this match. West Virginia will rebound from its loss to Kentucky by earning 3 huge points in the Sun Belt against Marshall, while the Thundering Herd sees its 6-match unbeaten streak come to an end here in Morgantown. It's the Mountain State's game, but when they play it at Delesk, it's West Virginia's game. You can bathe the Mountain State in rays of gold again. Number 19, West Virginia, defeats Marshall 3-0 in the 30th Mountain State Derby behind yet another